Broadcast Hippo Digital Media.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Cedar Point podcast for what is the date today? I'm looking.
25th.
September 25th.
Thank you guys. 2022. And been off for a couple weeks. Glad to be back. I think I got everything right.
I'm glad you got your shit together finally.
Wow.
Right? Does everything look okay? Does everyone sound okay? I don't see Donnie.
I can hear you.
Okay, and Nicole, how are you? Oh, Nicole, I lost your picture.
Oh,
Oh, hold on.
Am I the only one that doesn't see Nicole?
No,
there
I'm
she
here.
is.
Sorry. Can you hear
Okay. I hear you perfectly.
me? Okay.
I think we're on the air. I think everyone is good. We're just waiting on Donnie. I think Donnie is Donnie's somewhere this weekend. Dave, where are you?
I'm at Cedar Point. I'm actually sitting in my car right now because I didn't want to. Everybody else is still sleeping in the hotel room. So,
So did you this was your Cedar Point weekend?
yeah, we've been here since Friday. We're going to be here throughout. Well, I don't know how long today, but we're going to be in the park all day today too. Check out a few more shows and that before heading home.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting is I found that when we have season passes, that we don't take advantage of the early entry as much. It's almost like the kids don't feel like getting up early. Like if it was me, I would be there early entry when I was a kid. I'd be there early entry every day.
I would
Now
do
you
it too.
can't. Now
You know,
can't.
I did the early entry yesterday. Actually, I was quite disappointed though. There was nothing open until like almost 20 minutes, half hour after it started. Then things started to open. So it really wasn't,
So then were you just walking around the park then, or what?
pretty much, yeah.
early.
Yeah, taking some pictures, checking things out, but yeah.
But it's like when I was a kid, we would be there. Every day I was there. I'd be early entry, first one in, running to the park. My kids now, they're like, nah, I don't feel like getting up. They'll get in there around 10 or 11. It's like, come on, guys, let's roll. We got rides to do. What is wrong with the kids today?
Not me.
I don't know.
I'm there early. If I'm going, I'm there early. But was there like some weather issues yesterday, Dave? Like, was it windy or cold or something that prevented them from starting?
No, it was fine out. There was no rain, nothing like that, no wind. It seemed to be like every attraction. They were cycling some of the rides, but they didn't open till like, almost a half hour after it was supposed to start.
Which is like, man, I could have got a half hour more sleep. What the heck? I'm walking around. I can walk around all day.
Yeah.
Did we get whoever was backstage? I just saw the message.
That was me.
Donnie, where are you at?
There he is.
I'm at Molly Bay State Park, which is incidentally Ashley's favorite place. Like her number 2 is Cedar Point. My number 1 is Cedar Point. Molly Bay State Park, which is right down the coast, is her favorite place. That we were here for a wedding, and it was a blast.
And you were the officiant.
Yes.
What?
That's amazing.
For the first time ever. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty fun. Now, Andrew, you've done it before, haven't you? How many have you done?
I've probably done about 25 weddings as far as officiant.
That's a lot.
And they're all still together. I tell all my couples, I'm like, I'm good luck because my couples are all still together. And I'm like, but I only stay in touch with 2 of them. So as far as I know, they're all still together. So, but yeah, well, good, Donnie. So you had a good time then? Life's fun?
Yeah, it was a blast. The wedding was great. That's I'm waking up, getting around, trying to wake up. I've actually half the people are upstairs sleeping. We did I don't know if you remember the last time we were here, we do this little loft room, so the beds are actually upstairs. There's an upstairs to it. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
So,
man.
Probably gonna get yelled at pretty soon here for the ones that are still sleeping.
Your ministering must get paid way more than my ministering, because man.
Well, I actually did this one on the house because it was some really close friends, and I don't know if it's gonna be a thing I do on the side, but obviously I have to start charging at some point.
Yeah, heck yeah. And you gotta charge, man. And especially they're getting Donnie P. That's a premium.
Yeah.
Celebrity. Yeah.
Right? Now Dave, so what's Halloween weekends looking like?
Yeah.
pretty good. Last night was slammed. Oh my God. It was just a sea of people. I don't know if you've seen the pictures I
Yes.
posted, but
Woo.
it was just wall to wall people. Insane. Friday night wasn't so bad. Now the interesting thing is yesterday when we first got there, up until about 4 or 5 o'clock, it was very tolerable. There was hardly any waits. Then it was like 5 o'clock, a light switch went on. It was like, bam, the floodgates opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parking lot was completely full. They're parking people on the grass, and it was crazy.
So you had walk on for a minute until everybody
For
showed
a few
up.
minutes there. Yeah, we rode yesterday. Well, yesterday when we got there until about 5 o'clock, we rode most of the major coasters and a couple of the spinning pukes too. So yeah,
Minute pukes.
yeah. It was.
Where are you staying this time, Dave?
Well, we're staying at the only place I could really find it. It's called the Sandusky Inn. Down the street right down the street from the park. We're literally like 5 minutes, from
And
the
how
park.
is the first time you stayed there, and how is it?
Yeah, it's a little outdated, but it's very clean and very nice people. There's no complaints about the room. They're a little outdated.
And price wise, I mean, here's the thing: is I would love to go to Cedar Point and stay the night more, but I mean, I just can't afford $400, $500, $600 for rooms. So if you can find a nice room, reasonably close and reasonably priced, that's a win.
I think it was like I paid like $115 a night, something like
perfect.
that. So I mean, that wasn't bad.
No, not 5 minutes from the park. That's great.
No, yeah, it's a decent place. I mean, we've hardly been here though, too. We've been at the park most of the time.
So when you're at the park, what's the Top Thrill Dragster area looking like these days?
That's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you for saying that, Andrew.
Okay,
I wanted to talk about Top Thrill for a while.
It's looking like the Berlin Wall used to. I mean, there's just a long wall. That's all you can see. I posted some pictures. I was able to sneak a couple over the fence. Fence watch. We got another fence watch going on here.
I know.
But the track is completely gone in the entire station up until the Christmas tree light thing, that used to launch you.
Right.
And the turn going into the station is the track's completely gone.
Wow.
They have a crane on site. There's men there working. They had like welding tools out there, so they're cutting pieces of track or whatever. And so there's a lot of work going on that site, a lot of activity at the moment.
And from what I've heard, they're not going to tear it down. They're just reimagining it.
I've got a couple theories on that, but if you ride Iron Dragon, when you're starting to go around the second lift of Iron Dragon, you look over, you could see everything going on there. So,
boy,
up. Yeah, but as far as theories go, what I keep hearing, I've heard from a few insiders, is that I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Icebreaker at SeaWorld, the newer coaster SeaWorld Orlando has. Well, it's a launch coaster, but basically what it does is it launches you and you go about halfway up the big hill, and then you go back and up a back spike, and then you go back through the launch again, and it goes all the way over.
What?
So yeah, so if there's not enough room or not enough speed the first time it launches you through, you go through it backwards, kind of like Wicked Twister.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, and to make it all the way up like that, you go back, then you go up and over. So people love the rollback. They're always wanting a rollback, so there you go.
Get a rollback.
Yeah, so they'll keep the tower intact, and what they'll do is they'll launch you. You'll go like at least halfway up, then you go back again, up a back spike, then you go through the limbs again, the launch, and then you'll make it all the way over the top.
That would be sweet. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, was it one of your videos that we saw? How the one at SeaWorld you're talking about? Is it one where it's straight up and then kind of turns sideways?
I don't know. It may have. You go backwards up the spike, and then you go through. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw one, and it was a SeaWorld one where they get on, and then it would almost turn the car sideways, like mechanically, and then it would kind of go. It was not
yeah,
fast,
it
but like
slides.
straight out of the gate, kind of.
Yeah, it kind of slides off to the side. It's like onto the launch track. It slides. It goes out of the station and then slides onto the launch track.
Yeah. Okay, that was that one.
That's that one. Like that. If you look it up on YouTube, you can see it. But that's a consensus right now is what they're doing with it.
But it'll maintain the same hill?
Is what that?
It'll maintain the same hill?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to touch the tower. I think they're just removing all the launch track to replace that. And then the station's got to be totally reworked, if not torn down and rebuilt. Yeah. It's crazy. And the interesting bit of news I heard about this too is the manufacturer Intamin has nothing to do with it. They've kind of washed their hands of the ride, signed it over. Cedar Point's totally responsible now, and then whoever's doing all this new work on it is
interesting.
It's on them.
Yeah, because every video I see, all it says is they're not tearing it down. They're not tearing it down. Don't worry,
No, it's not getting. They're being a little meticulous with things on there too. So they're being a little careful with certain areas in there. So you can tell it's they're doing something.
Yeah.
Had you ever heard of that, Dave? Where one company builds it and then another company just kind of takes over and incorporates their own spin on it?
Oh, it's happened a few times. Perfect example is in Pittsburgh, Kennywood Park. They had one called I think it was Steel Phantom, and it had loops in it. It was like a corkscrew type coaster, and it got brutally rough over the years. So Kennywood wanted to do something different, so they contacted another coaster company, Morgan. They came in and replaced, I think it was like 90% of all the track, removed all the corkscrews, put in a bunch of hills and stuff, but they also maintained a few spots of the original coaster too in there,
Interesting.
That's too.
Mm-hmm.
What's that, Donnie?
It's kind of what RMC does with their refurbishing of coasters.
Exactly.
Most of their coasters they didn't build; they just kind of redid.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. Well, and I'm assuming it's going to be ready for next year, whatever it is. And you kind of alluded to it, Dave, when they first made the announcement that I think the layperson thought the Top Thrill Dragster was gone, and then you had said in its current form or something to that effect, and you're like, that is a huge clue right there, and your observations are bearing correct.
Well, another couple interesting bits of news I'm hearing too is, well, I don't know if it'll open next year or not, because I'm hearing you may want to get your last rides in on Corkscrew soon. I'm hearing that may be on the chopping block, which would make sense because Matterhorn and Scrambler are also moving. And
I'm not a big fan of Corkscrew anyway. I'm not a big fan of that ride.
Hey, I had a 45-minute wait yesterday.
Wow. So you're saying that with them moving some of the other rides in that vicinity, it's going to make prime area to maybe do something else. And I had said for a long time, Corkscrew is one that my family just never rides and we never think about. So it doesn't surprise me that there's talks about it going out.
Yeah, now I don't know if that's going to be part of the Dragster project or something totally different, but yeah, that's what I'm hearing is that its days are numbered. So I'm thinking maybe next year they may announce, hopefully they do that, give people fair warning that, hey, get your last rides in,
Yeah. Go ahead, Donnie.
So we're thinking if they take down Corkscrew, unless they redo that whole walkway there, what if they take down the roller coaster but leave the loops just for like aesthetic? Can you picture that?
Well, they could, or they could build a new coaster that follows kind of like the same footprint and still goes over the midway like that too.
That would be
yeah.
Well, and like I was saying, I just don't think I think the Corkscrew's kind of run its course. And I don't think there was a meme I think I saw that said with the Top Thrill Dragster being gone before the Corkscrew was like, wow, then no one saw that coming.
No,
it's just too painful for me now. I can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my last ride on Corkscrew has already happened.
It may have. Yeah.
'Cause isn't that the one where you're in the head thing and the whole time your head's going and then you get a
Yeah.
headache. Yeah, I can't stand that.
I've tried for years to I try to stiff my neck out as best I can, but sometimes I've even put my hands on the side of the thing so that it's just hitting my hand instead of I've done everything I can to keep my head from it shaking my brain, but
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
it's pretty brutal.
Well, you were saying, Dave, that it doesn't affect you the same way because you're so tall.
It does it because my head kind of goes over the restraint, so I don't bang my ears or anything on there. But it's interesting. My boys like it, but not anymore now. I don't know. They like those old Arrow corkscrews like that. They don't have a problem with any of them, but corkscrew gets them every time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Out of all of them, corkscrew gets them.
If they get rid of that, I won't miss it at all.
Yeah.
I won't miss it.
Well, so Wild Mouse and maybe a new dragster. That's a pretty big 2023.
Yeah, I heard about Wild Mouse as well.
Yeah.
I don't know with the dragster project if that's just they're starting on it now and it's gonna be so major they're gonna work on it all next year, or if they're planning on opening it next year. They're really kind of mum on that. Well, but the mouse coaster will open next year, and speaking of which, they had the cement foundation is down for the coaster now. The pad, the cement pad is down, which is amazing. They got that done in like less than a week. I was there last weekend. Was it Saturday or Sunday last week? And there was just dirt there. And now this week it's all cement. So, yeah.
For what, the new coaster now?
Yeah, for the mouse coaster.
Oh yeah, the mouse. Yeah.
Donnie,
you were saying something about some information that you have on the passes.
So yeah, a few weeks ago we talked about the Prestige Plus pass, which was higher price but had some really cool what would you call it, some perks. And a buddy of mine went ahead and bought it that first weekend and started telling me about getting the biggest thing that I thought was cool was getting fast per visit. You get a single use fast pass per visit. So he said it was great, and I actually went online and started tooling around. And Cedar Point, in a genius move, the pay plan for the Platinum Pass is 6 months. For Platinum and Gold is 6 months. If you do the Prestige Plus, it's 10 months. So I went online, and my payments for Prestige Plus would lower for next year than if I did Platinum. So I went and upgraded to the Prestige Plus, even though we're paying more, but the payments are less. There's 4 more payments.
Right. So what is that what you did, Donnie? You went with the Prestige?
So we went Prestige, and we went twice so far, and I'll tell you, the fast passes are more than worth it. And also, you bring a friend, and I don't know. I think you were supposed to get 2 bring a friends per pass, but everyone's still kind of learning what's going on. Like, so we bring a friend like 6 times for some couple friends of ours. So we actually have gotten some really good use out of it already. And if we went into the VIP place like once and sat down, I mean, that I don't know if that's going to be something that would be a big deal, but so far it's been worth it with the fast passes and the bring a friend.
It's like, I think you said it, Donnie, but it's like a genius move, though. They're getting more money out of you. They're lowering the price, but the just the fast pass alone make it worth it. I think a lot of people are going to switch to that Prestige just for the fast passes alone.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I did hear a complaint about them already, though.
What?
People are complaining that they took away the sodas in the VIP tent. Now it's just flavored water.
Yeah. It was they had water, 1 regular water and 1 lemon water.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's such a Prestige problem.
They took away our pop.
Us normalers can't even get in. We have to stand the whole time, and
I know.
and people are worried about soda over your lemon water. Oh, please. We're out here watching you guys like you're superstars. I can't get in. Can we please get in, sir?
So, may I have another? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So who's going to Hollow Weekends over the next couple weeks?
Well, today and yesterday.
Well, besides you, I mean, does everyone plans on going? I'm guessing. Like I think I for sure we're going that Halloween weekend. As we already have plans. I would like to get there again, but I mean, right now it's looking just maybe that one time for us. Everyone plans on going at least once, right?
Yeah. I don't have anything set, but we definitely want to get up there.
I wish I could. I haven't been there once this year.
Dylan,
we're gonna have to get.
I went last year, but
good.
Nicole's birthday at the end of October as well.
Yes, I'll be there. Dave too. Dave's birthday's
We'll
too.
be there.
So.
Correct.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah. So we plan on going. I hope to get there that Friday because you guys aren't gonna be there Saturday, right? Only gonna be there Friday.
I'm going to be there Thursday through Saturday. I got to
Okay.
come home on Saturday. So
on Saturday, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get there on Friday. We got a football game. See what I can do, but definitely that weekend, that last weekend we're going, and I would like to get there before that, but you know, it's life is crazy right now for sure for everybody. But
and you're still doing the food. You're still doing the food truck, right?
oh yeah, food truck, all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Donnie
Speaking of food trucks, did you see at Cedar Point they got the whole food truck area set up now?
Oh, good. I was wondering, Dave, because this year I didn't see, like last year there was the fire engine truck was always there, and some friends of mine, the Gaucho and the Gringo, were always there, and there was always like a few food trucks going in. And this year I hadn't seen maybe one at one point, but usually it was consistent last year, and I haven't seen any this year.
Sadly, the fire truck's not there. He's absent.
I know.
But they do have a bunch of food. There's probably like 8 or 9 food trucks there, right across from the Luminosity stage. There.
Okay.
You know, they got that whole area. There's a name for the area. I can't remember what they called it, but there's some signage up. But it seemed quite popular. There was a lot of people in there milling around. You know.
I had talked to that fire truck last year. Me being a food trucker, I kind of asked him, you know. He said, what it was like, what you had to pay, blah, blah, blah. He didn't really give me any specifics. He did say Cedar Point takes a good percentage, but that because of the amount of business he does, it still was worth it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the feedback that I got.
I kind of heard the same thing too. Yeah. It's Halloween weekends this year. I don't know if any of you guys have been yet, but they got 2 new haunted houses, or revamped haunted houses, I should say. We went through both of them. The Bloodbath, which is in the middle of Steel Vengeance right there, kind of in the courtyard of the ride, I guess you would call it.
Used to be Deprivation.
Deprivation, they renamed the Frontier Trail now. That's called Deprivation.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Bloodbath is the one over at Steel Vengeance, the walkthrough. And it's not just all that totally dark anymore. If you like the movie Blade, you'll kind of like this one. It's kind of like a vampire nightclub type setting. You go through and it gets a little weird at the end. There's some stuff in there. It's like, what's this got to do with the nightclub? But like a camping scene in that. But it's like, but it's much better than the Deprivation one, I believe. We were impressed. My son really got scared in that one, and he likes haunted houses, which was kind of cool. And the other one, Erie Estates, they're going for the paranormal thing in there, like a paranormal activity type thing where they're in there investigating, that type of deal. It was all right. It was still pretty much the exact same decor as Erie Estates. Not much has changed there. They just have a few actors in there, like paranormal type actors, putting on a little skit at the beginning, and then you walk through and, there's a few in there kind of going with the storyline, but it was all right. It wasn't bad. It was just all right.
So how long was your wait for the haunted houses?
Well, actually, speaking of which, we ran into Michael at the park, and he was nice enough to give us a whole stack of Fright Lane tickets to skip the lines. So,
Nice.
yeah, he hooked us up. I thank him for that, and so we didn't have to wait.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
amazing.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Michael is sad that he is not here, but he's working at Castaway Bay today, so he's really busy, so couldn't be here. But he was
Yeah.
saying some of the same things that you're mentioning, Dave, talking about the new um, areas of Halloween's, and the one thing that he says avoid slaughterhouse. I don't know why. It's a massive failure, he says.
Hmm.
Massive
That was
failure.
always one of my favorite ones. That's weird.
Yeah.
Did you go in it?
No,
This time?
today we're gonna. I haven't had the chance to do them all yet, but
Okay.
I wanted to check out the new ones and the new stuff. We checked out some of the shows last night. The new show. I got to tell you, the show back in Lusty Lills in Frontier Town is awesome. It's a murder mystery show with some music thrown in. Really cool, and every show is different. There's a different murderer every show.
So Dave, the last few times we gone to Halloween and went to Lusty Lills, it was the same show where the dude was dead and then he's not, they were pretending he was dead. So it's a different show now?
I don't know. Last year we didn't go to Halloween weekends but one day. I don't think we saw it. And then I think COVID before that. But yeah, it was at the end, it's kind of like crowd participation, who you think the murderer is, and then they reveal who it is at the end.
That
and
sounds
every show
new.
is different. And I gotta give you a warning though, there's a lot of R-rated content in there.
Yay.
I should say.
Good.
Yeah, my kind of show. Yeah, a little risque on the costumes and that they wear in the show too, and some of the dances that they do. And I highly recommend getting there very early. That show was packed. I mean, we waited in line for the first show, couldn't get in. We had to go back at second one like half hour, 45 minutes before it started just to get in line to get a seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
crazy.
I'm a show guy. I'm excited. I hope it is the different one that they've had
Yeah,
the
I
last
was
few
gonna say,
years.
Andrew, that's right up your alley.
Right up my alley.
The shows.
You know what drives me crazy about haunted houses is, and it's usually kids that will, oh, I'm so scared. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, it's nothing that if you can't be scared, don't waste your time and don't screw it up for everyone else you're with or the people behind you or in front of you. Drives me crazy when they do
or
that.
Don't even go in there.
I know.
Well,
period.
So that brings up a really important topic, Andrew.
What?
The Nobu necklaces.
Oh.
So lots of talk on the websites about, or the Facebook pages about the Nobu necklaces. And so what do y'all think about that? We're pro Nobu necklaces. Some of our people will get them
The
because they
people
don't
that
like
don't want to be scared.
Right. But to get to Steel Vengeance and Maverick, you have to go through fright zones. So if it's after dark, how do you get to decide those if you don't want to get
If you don't want to be scared?
I think what I have with them is this year especially is they're way too bright. You get a group of kids together, they're walking through those fright zones, they're lighting up a whole area, literally.
Oh, wow.
And so it kind of ruins the ambiance a little bit, Yeah. And then I have seen some in the haunted house with them on. It's like, well, that kind of ruined that too. And it's like, I mean, I don't mind the concept of them, but just how they're implementing it.
Go ahead, Donnie.
I think they're cool. I do because I've got younger kids, and last year some of the screamsters still do interact with the kids. They just don't do the jump scares. So they're not like completely ignored. But it's also something cool that the kids can kind of do as a badge of courage, like when they're really small, and then they're walking through the scare zone and they're taking their Nobu necklace off and throwing it in the wagon and just like walk in. So it's in my opinion, it's like kind of another little mini rite of passage in Cedar Point, except this one's specific to Halloween and Halloween weekends. So I think it's cool. I appreciate them, and I thought the interactions with the screamsters while the kids had them on, I thought were great. And then once they took them off, of course, and they're trying to scare the crap out of them. So I think I'm for it. I think it's a cool thing.
You know,
Go ahead, Dave.
Don, you bring up something good. My kids don't have the no boo necklaces, and I really thought it was cool. A lot of this characters kind of went out of their way not to scare the kids, but to come up to them and give them like a fist punch, say, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah.
Those type of things. That was really cool, and not try to scare the crap out of them.
I was just gonna say that I really appreciate the actors during Halloween weekends. It seems Cedar Point during the regular season and the regular days they're normal workers or seasonal workers or whatever. But if you work there during Halloween weekends, it's a passion of yours, and it's so nice to see, like you said, Dave, they're into it, and when they see someone no boo, they appreciate that, and it's just a different vibe than a regular worker, to where these guys really care about what they're doing, and they've done it for years. Donnie and I have talked to them. I'm sure you guys have all too, but had a chance to sit with them, and they love what they do, and that passion really comes out. Go ahead, Donnie.
And it's one thing to put on a performance for like a half an hour, but when you're on stage, you're like, if you're a screamster, even if you're not on an actual stage at Lusty
Right.
Lows, you're on stage, you're on for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a different level of performance. That is just, I mean, they really don't get enough credit. I mean, we give them credit, and I'm sure behind closed doors at Cedar Point, they really let them know how much they appreciate it. But that is a lot of work.
Yeah, I really like those guys, and just the work that they do. And yeah, you're right, Donnie. We don't salute them enough for what they do. It's really cool. I'm interested. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, no,
I was going to say just a couple quick cliff notes here too about Halloween weekends and kids. The House on Boo Hill Kids Haunted House. They totally redid the last room on there. The alligators are gone. They got like new scene at the end, kind of, and they are giving away prizes to the kids at the end of that again now. And also our kids checked out the show on the Frontier Trail. I feel bad. I can't remember the name of it now. It has the witches. It's in the old leather shop in that Fort Sandusky, They have like these witches that do a show in there. They do a spell and all that. That was pretty cool for kids too. That was nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm interested too to see on Cedar Park Portal, of course, Dave's domain. What your lines are like on a Sunday. I would love to go to Halloween weekends on a Sunday. The problem with kids having to go to school the next day, there's just really almost no way to do it. But I sure be interested, like if lines go from 2 hours to 10 minutes. I'm like, man, do we figure out a way to do a Sunday so you can experience it like that? I don't know if we could. I don't because you got steps, other parents involved and whatever. So I don't know if we could get them all on board. But I'm interested to see the decrease in busyness on a Sunday versus a weekend.
Well, in the past, Sundays during the day have been fairly slow. It picks up a little bit throughout the day, but the mornings are usually the time to be there.
But how is actual Halloween weekends on Sunday?
Same. Like on Sundays during the day, I think because everybody's there Saturday night, but it's not bad. I think last time we went on a Sunday, it was like the longest line we waited in until a certain time was like 15 minutes, maybe.
So
I think
are they doing Halloween? Are they doing Halloween weekends on Sunday? Like, are the haunted house open or not?
Just the haunted house. None of the fright trails are open on Sunday. The outdoor, fright trails are closed, obviously, because it gets dark at whatever time now. They have to have darkness for that. Okay. But the haunted houses are open. The shows are going.
Okay.
And that's it. I mean, then all the kids stuff is open, which, by the way, we had an issue with that. When we got there the first day, they're paperless now. Now you have to go on the app to find out show times and everything. They don't have any guides or nothing, which was kind of a pain because the app, it doesn't list the times for like the kids shows and stuff. Like all the kids events, we had no idea. We know they close early, but we didn't know what time they closed or anything. It doesn't state that on the app, what time they closed. So you actually had to physically walk to that attraction to see the time, that they're open.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
sucks.
I
That
know.
sucks.
Yeah.
So I wanna ask a little bit about, so what I'm reading on social media is like Thursday evenings are a reasonable time to go if you're trying to get some of the freight stuff and get some rides in.
Mhm.
Um, but Dave, you're saying Friday was pretty okay too during the day as far as lines go?
Yeah, Friday wasn't too bad. Now, I wasn't there on Thursday, but I did see some pictures where it looked pretty busy.
Okay.
Because I think everybody probably has that same mindset where like, we'll go on Thursday, you know. But I don't know how busy it was. I just saw pictures of the Midway. It looked fairly busy. So,
Yeah.
you know, I can't comment on the line links or anything like that.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone else want to bring up anything else before we get over to the ride of the week?
Well, yeah, another thing that's really cool is since Dragster shut down, the gift shop that's right there by Dragster, it was like Top Thrill Gifts or whatever they called
Yeah.
it. That's now a Halloween store. They themed it kind of like how Universal does the tribute store during Halloween time,
Yeah.
you know? They did that. And that is
Oh.
really, really cool. They've decorated it in there. It looks like a totally different store. They got like a big, huge dead tree in the middle of the store, kind of branching out all over the ceiling. They got a fountain with blood. They got like different little scenes in the wall. They got a huge Ouija board on the wall you can get your picture in front of.
Oh my God.
And they have
Wow.
anything Halloween's related that you want to buy, they have it in there. Even each of the haunted houses now have their own shirt. You can buy a shirt from each of the haunted houses or a magnet or a sticker. You know, all the Midnight Syndicate media, like the CDs, they even have vinyl. You can purchase all that in there.
They have CDs in there?
They have
What?
CDs in there. They even had vinyl. I was amazed at that. But
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
anything Halloween, you can find it in that one store. It is awesome.
vinyl I could kind of see because of the nostalgia. People are getting record players again and stuff like that. But CDs does surprise me a little bit. Like I don't even know who would get. I mean, I guess in your computer, but where would I don't even know people that have
I
CD
have
players.
my CDs still.
No, yeah.
You don't have your Walkman?
A week ago.
No,
What-
I used to have one of those. I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Donnie?
Ash and the girls bought a CD player. It's like round and it just has.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we lost you,
Uh-oh.
Don. There we go.
There you go.
You're muted.
You're muted, Don. All right.
It's the ghosts.
I know. As soon as you start talking about Ouija boards, all hell breaks loose.
And CD players.
Yeah. So what are they playing on CD, Donnie?
They bought some. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. They bought some like Mariah Carey CDs and stuff like that. Oh my God, we didn't talk about Mariah.
What a girl was. What
Oh.
a girl.
Walking
Dude.
around the park in high heels.
Dylan,
Okay,
that
no.
was Christina Aguilera that you were singing. That was not Mariah Carey.
Oh.
Does
My-
it make a difference, though?
I really
Yes, as a child of the 90s, 100%. Let's
I
give
know-
the
I know
queens
for a
their
fact.
due.
I know for 100% fact, if we would have been there, we would have run into her because you would have heard, you would have found. And I'm so mad that we planned 100% to go that day. It was raining hard in the morning. It was supposed to rain all day. And so we didn't go. And I was so angry that I started seeing the pictures online because number one, it wasn't raining all day. And number two, freaking Mariah Carey was there.
Yeah, my biggest Mariah Carey fan in the world. She was literally crying, like real tears. Like she's like, let me tell you how big of a fan Ashley is of Mariah Carey. She like wrote her a letter when she was like 12 years old and invited.
We
Oh.
all did.
Wow.
We all
I
did.
love it.
She's the queen.
I
So,
love
Donnie, you guys weren't there that day?
We left the night before.
Oh,
Oh,
see,
I can't believe
okay.
you didn't get back in the car and drive. Like, if my ultimate person was there, I would have been like, sorry, we're going now. I don't care. I don't care if I'm there for 5 minutes.
We didn't find 7 o'clock.
We're
I was
going,
like,
and I don't care if you don't like it.
they closed at 8. Like we literally were like getting ready to get in the car. We're like, wait, the park's gonna be closed, so we can't do it.
Well, and here's
Speaking
the
of park,
thing. I real quick, Mariah Carey. I think that if I would have, like, if I had no plans to go there, then I don't think it would have bothered me as much. But to know that we
Yeah.
were supposed to be there and then to not go, I think it hit me a little harder than it would have hit most, because we should have been there.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Ashley
Dave,
was mad. I'm like, if I try to keep you at Cedar Point, so I have you there more than you could even ask for. So it's not my fault.
right? What were you gonna say, Dave?
Something just popped in my head. I remember from last night. I found interesting. I kind of change the subject here, but the Sky Ride. In the past, we've always noticed it's closed right with the park. Like midnight hits, they shut the line. Done. Well, it was almost 12:30 last night when we walked by it, and they're still letting people on the Sky Ride.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Whoa.
like, wow. You know, yeah, it was almost 12:30, and the line was still open. People were still getting in, and the line was full.
wow, that's cool.
You know, I was like, thought that was kind of cool. I'm glad they finally did that because, you know, a lot of people at the end of the day are just tired, don't want to walk.
Right?
You know, their feet are barking, and just to save them, you know, a few thousand steps.
There's nothing worse from getting at the end of the day, getting from the midway to the car. That is the worst.
Oh, and then getting out of the parking lot. Yeah, it's
And then some kids you
And
got to
finding
carry.
your car.
Some kids you got to carry. They won't walk. I mean, it's just that's the worst. That's the worst walk. Probably other than maybe a death penalty walk where you're like going to that's probably number 2.
Probably worse.
The end of this amusement park walk from the midway to the car.
That does suck. Everybody knows that feeling, though. That first time you sit down in your car, when you finally sit down. Oh,
Yes.
I feel that every time I sit down.
That's a better than sex feeling when you just sit here. You just yeah.
You know what's worse though is getting out of your car after having been at the park all day, then doing the 2.5-hour drive home, and then getting out of the car. That one's pretty rough too, because then your feet,
And then you decide, Nicole, because it's 3 a.m. Then you decide, am I going to unpack the car? Are we bringing all the stuff in tonight, or are we just going straight in the house and getting it in the morning?
yes. Ashley's always in the car. I'm always I have to get it right now, or I'm never doing it.
Donnie.
And real quick, before we get to Ride of the Week, I got to throw this in there again with the cell phones this weekend. 3 incidences. Yeah. One almost was major. They stopped Blue Streak on the lift hill to get a cell phone from someone. They stopped Magnum on the lift hill to get a cell phone from someone. And I was sitting over by the kids area while the kids were in the corn pit thing, you know, sitting there waiting for them. And Max Air was right there going by. Well, someone lost their cell phone on Max Air, and the thing went and smacked right into the concrete down. Almost hit a lady pushing a stroller. It was like 5, 6, 7 feet from her. Hit the ground.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've been seeing that all over the place. So
horrible. I mean, if that would have hit her or her kids, it wouldn't have been pretty. I mean, that thing hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people need to put their phones away. I mean, they're really pushing the no phone announcements now too. On all the rides, they're like, keep those phones away. It's not worth some crappy TikTok video, blah blah blah. You know,
good.
They're really pushing that now on the spiels for the rides, which is awesome.
Great. All right, Ride of the Week.
We're going Matterhorn.
Nice.
Which they're going to be moving over the off season coming up here to the boardwalk area, along with Scrambler. Matterhorn, it's a fun like Alpine Bob themed ride where you just kind of go around in a circle up and down hills.
Would you call it a spin and barf? Is that what you called it?
Yeah, it's like a spin and barf.
No, it's spin and puke.
Spin and puke, yeah. Hurl and twirl. You can call them hurl and twirl too, yeah. But yeah, it's been there for a while. It used to be on the Beach Midway years ago before it made its way to its current location. So it's kind of going home.
It reminds me of one of those fair rides. Just one of those fair rides.
Most of spinning rides are nothing but fair rides, you know, just permanent versions of them. But it's a favorite of mine. I like that ride. You know, I've always liked that one.
It's a fast ride. I mean, for just being like you said, a spin and hurl. I mean, it's a pretty fast ride.
The kids love it. I love riding it with them.
I love squishing them. Like,
Yeah, is that the one where you squish people?
yes.
Yeah.
No,
One
that's
where
the
you're
Himalaya the Himalaya is the one you're thinking of over by Dragster.
Yeah, the
Oh.
This
Jeep
is the
horse.
one that's Matterhorn. It's kind of got like a snow scenery in it, and you're going around up and down hills like really fast. Your
Oh,
car's
okay.
kind of hanging on an arm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
of
I
a
was
little
thinking the other
car.
one.
Yeah, and I got to give those workers props on that ride too, man, because that thing, it's nothing but hills going all the way around, and they're constantly all day running around up and down those hills checking those bars.
Yeah,
It's like, man,
That's a
You gotta stay in shape.
All right,
I'm
right.
sure they are.
Right of the week, Dave. Have fun at Cedar Point today.
Yeah.
And if any viewers are there today, if you find me, I got something for you. So,
Ooh.
yep. So come find me. We got some amusement park portal swag available.
Nice.
So, yes.
Yay.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yay.
All right. Well, thanks you guys for Nicole and Dave and Dylan down to PM Andrew Z. Thanks for watching the Cedar Point podcast. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.